So, there's this massive federal case going on against Sean Diddy Combs, and it's honestly kind of shocking. He's being accused of running a sex trafficking operation, among other things, like racketeering and transporting people across state lines for prostitution. The trial started in Manhattan at the beginning of May 2025, and it's been one of the biggest celebrity cases in years. The government has brought in more than a dozen witnesses so far, and their testimonies paint a really dark picture of what was going on behind the scenes in Diddy's inner circle. Most of them describe a pattern of manipulation, abuse, fear, and intimidation. One of the most powerful testimonies came from a woman who used to be Diddy's personal assistant from 2009 to 2017. In court, she's going by the name Mia for her protection. She testified that Diddy repeatedly abused her, both physically and sexually, while she worked for him. She said there were times she felt completely trapped and terrified, like she couldn't say no without risking her safety. Even though she received a severance payment of $400,000 when she left his employment, she said the psychological damage has stuck with her to this day. She still suffers from PTSD and struggles to hold a job because of the trauma. When Diddy's lawyers tried to question her credibility, pointing out old social media posts where she seemed to praise him, she explained that those posts were just a front. She said she was afraid and didn't want to stir up trouble or put herself or her family at risk. Then there's Cassie Ventura. She dated Diddy for years, and she testified as well. Her testimony was especially disturbing. She talked about being forced into what Diddy allegedly called freak-offs. Basically, he would make her have sex with other men, sometimes while he watched or filmed it. She also described being violently assaulted by him, saying he once beat her so badly she was bleeding. She talked about the atmosphere being incredibly tense and dangerous, especially after Diddy found out she was romantically involved with rapper Kid Cudi. And that's where things get even wilder. Kid Cudi himself took the stand and said that shortly after Diddy found out about the relationship, someone firebombed his car, a Porsche. He said it was torched with a Molotov cocktail. The implication is that Diddy was behind it as an act of revenge. And apparently, prosecutors have connected that incident, along with a prior break-in at Cassie's apartment, directly to Diddy. Another important witness was Capricorn Clark, who was a brand director and also worked closely with Diddy. She testified that she actually witnessed Diddy physically assaulting Cassie and heard him threaten to kill Kid Cudi. She said that after he found out about Cassie's relationship, he was furious and said things like, "I should kill you all." She also claimed that Diddy fired her after accusing her of not telling him about the relationship and warned her that she'd be blacklisted from the industry. According to her, there was a clear environment of fear and control, like everyone was constantly walking on eggshells. A celebrity stylist named Deontay Nash also testified. His statements backed up Cassie's story and confirmed that the freak-offs weren't just a rumor. He said there was a whole system of control, where people were pressured or coerced into doing what Diddy wanted, or they risked being cut off or punished. To make things even worse, prosecutors say that even while Diddy has been behind bars, he's been trying to interfere with the case. Apparently, when they searched his jail cell, they found evidence that he had been trying to communicate with people on the outside using other inmates' phone accounts. There's also evidence that he may have used a third-party messaging service to reach out to potential witnesses, trying to intimidate them or get them to change their stories. Prosecutors are now accusing him of witness tampering, which could add even more trouble for him. If he's convicted on the main charges, he's potentially facing life in prison. The trial was supposed to wrap up in June, but it looks like it's going to stretch into July now because the prosecution has brought in more witnesses than expected. Diddy's defense team says they might have to expand their case too, but so far, the testimony has been overwhelmingly against him. Honestly, it's been one shocking revelation after another. A lot of people are surprised by how many different witnesses are telling very similar stories that go back years, showing a pattern of abuse and power plays. It's not just about one bad incident, it's about an entire system of control and fear that allegedly went on for a long time. Let me know what you think about all of these allegations.